Hi folks, we're coming to the end now of our series on the armour of God in Ephesians chapter 6. Paul, the author here, couldn't possibly finish this off without saying a word, quite a significant word, about prayer. This is all important in the spiritual battle, and this is what he says in verses 18 to 20 of Ephesians chapter 6. I'm going to read those three verses for us. Paul says, he's talked about the helmet of salvation, the sword of the Spirit, and then he says, and pray in the Spirit on all occasions with all kinds of prayers and requests. With this in mind, be alert and always keep on praying for all the Lord's people. Pray also for me that whenever I speak, words may be given me, so that I will fearlessly make known the mystery of the gospel, for which I am an ambassador in chains. Pray that I may declare it fearlessly as I should. So we're encouraged here to pray at all times. And that's the wonderful thing about prayer, isn't it? It doesn't matter where we are, and we can talk to God. It can be a time of prayer, or it can just be a quick arrow prayer, as we sometimes call them, a prayer to God. Help me, God. Give me wisdom, God. Committing a situation or a person to Him in 30 seconds or whatever it might be. And we need to pray on all occasions with all kinds of prayers and requests. Sometimes we thank God, sometimes we bring things before Him, sometimes we're saying, sorry, Lord. Sometimes we're crying out to Him in pain. We're pouring out our hearts to Him. There are different kinds of prayers and requests that we bring. We ought to pray for all the Lord's people, we're told. And we need to be praying for our brothers and sisters in our church, in other churches, places around the world, other churches in this nation that we need to be praying for at the moment. And Paul especially says, look, folks, can you pray for me? He what does he need? Well, he says that whenever he speaks, he needs words to be given him, and he needs fearlessness, doesn't he? He says, so that I will fearlessly make known the mystery of the gospel. And then at the end he repeats, he says, pray that I may declare it fearlessly as I should. This is the Apostle Paul, the great early church leader, and this great brain, this great mind, this great author of all of these letters, and this great leader and pioneer and church planter and pastor of pastors and all the rest of it. And yet here he is saying, please pray that I would be bold enough to speak about Jesus. Would you pray that for one another? Would you pray that for the church and the churches throughout our land? Or would you pray that for me as well? That as we, in whatever opportunities we have, speak about Jesus, that we be given fearlessness, boldness and courage to speak about Him in the midst of this spiritual battle that we're all in.